Hello everybody, this is Nuzcraft, and welcome to a surprise Hearthstone video. It's been a while since I posted one of these. Been concentrating on Monster Hunter and Cogmind of late, but waiting for class to start. I'm in a study room, and I'm going to play some of my Handbuff Paladin deck. So this is what I've got for my Handbuff Paladin deck. There's definitely room for improvements. I'm running Smuggler's Run, Grimestreet Outfitter. A lot of Handbuff decks at the moment are running, I believe it's Prince Keleseth. It's the 2-mana Prince that will buff your whole deck instead of running the 2 Outfitters. I think Keleseth is probably better, except for in the case that you don't draw it. I actually don't have it, and I'm not crafting it. So I'm running the 2 Outfitters. Acolyte of Pain is just really great when it gets buffs on it. Like a 3-mana 2/4, a 3-mana 3/5 that draws you cards is really good in this deck because you really want your hand full of minions in order to buff them up. Aldor is kind of like a soft removal, Rallying Blade, just for those annoying 3-mana minions. Stonehill, like a 3-mana 2/5 is a really good card, so if you get 1 buff on it, it can be really good. Plus it gets you more taunt minions, which are just inherently good to buff. Chillblade is really, really great. If you get just 1 buff on it, it's a 4-mana 4/3 with charge and lifesteal, which sometimes can be 4 mana gain 4 health, or gain 8 health, which can be really good. And if you get a whole bunch of buffs on it, you can gain a whole bunch of life off of this guy. Corpsetaker will synergize with like your Chillblade Champions, your Tirion Fordring. I don't have Wickerflame Burn Bristle, otherwise he'd be in this deck. He's a really great one for that. The Saronite Chain Gang does pretty well with buffs. I've always been kind of underwhelmed with this card, which is why I only have 1. If I had another Corpsetaker, I'd probably put that in, but I only have the 1. Grimestreet Enforcer, really great card. Ideally, you want to be able to get this out and protect it to get multiple buffs on your minions. Grook Fu Master, I'm running this. Basically, I took out 1 Saronite Chain Gang for 1 Grook Fu Master. I used to just run 1 of these. I just think it's kind of fun. A lot of other people will run the, oh gosh, what is it? I've played with it in this deck before. It's the 7-mana Stormwatcher, which is a lot of fun. This guy is really great, and you can get him up to if you get 3 buffs on him because he sits in your hand forever. He's like a 7/11 with Wind Fury. It can be really annoying for people to deal with. Ancient of Blossoms is kind of the same thing. If you get just 1 buff on it, it's a 4/9 for 6, which is really great against like priests and stuff. Argent Commander, the charge makes it essentially like a removal spell. You get 1 buff on it, and it's all of a sudden it's 6 mana, deal 5 damage, which is really good. Unraveler, I haven't played with a whole lot, but we don't have a whole lot of spells in this deck. We live literally 2 with the Smuggler's Run, so I think that's probably a decent card. I haven't played with it a whole lot. Sunkeeper Tarim is good for when you get behind. The Lich King or Bonemare is good for when you're ahead or you need to make a good trade. The Lich King is just kind of fun. I like the Lich King, and then Fordring is just a good card. So let's play a couple games. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not super great either at this game or with this deck. So we're probably just going to play a few, see how it goes, and try and have some fun. It's really, I feel like the Handbuff game is kind of like the deck is kind of like a win more deck. I don't feel like there's a ton of games that I have where I just barely eke out a win. It's either I get steamrolled or I steamroll. Those are pretty much the answers. 2 things that usually happen to me. Okay, so I'm going first. I think I'm going to keep the Enforcer. I don't know if that's the right play, but I like to keep most of my buff cards because my whole deck synergizes around them. And if I only play a few things before turn 5, then I can really start buffing things up. So the question here is, do we want to play Outfitter on 2? Do we want to buff him before we play it? I think the answer is no.
Hail and well met.
I think we could be greedy. Priest deck is a little bit slow. Unfortunately, they have a lot of answers to a lot of our big minions when we get them, so I don't necessarily think that we're favored. But I really like to get Smuggler's Run, a lot of these, on at least 3 different minions. So we're gonna go ahead
They happen, you know?
and buff here. I mean, I guess Smuggler's Run would have buffed 3 minions last turn. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's just not enough. Okay, so he's playing Dragon Priest, or maybe Dragon Kazakus or something. Alright, that's fine.
All will be purged.
That'll give us time to draw more minions. I don't know the code. We got our Grook Fu Master. So let's go ahead and play Smuggle, Acolyte,
All will be
7.
purged.
We got this one, that's right. So hopefully he doesn't have pain for this, but he might. You never know. Yeah, pain and heal. So I guess let's hope he doesn't have death for our Enforcer. We can play the Grook Fu. Grook Fu's got 4 health. Want to do that? Let's run out the Grook Fu Master.
He's good for Grooking.
He's good for Grooking.
Secret agent coming through.
Corpsetaker is not a bad draw.
Winter is here.
Grooka.
Reporting for duty.
Unfortunately, we gotta watch out for Dragon Fire Potion. But like this isn't a great board to Dragon Fire Potion. Power or Shield.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
Potion of Madness. Alright.
You gotta pay up.
A Grookam.
A Grookam.
A Grookam.
Reporting for duty.
It's not a great trade. It's like we played out all of our cards. It really sucks that we didn't get any draws off that Acolyte. Maybe I should have played him the turn before instead of the Rallying Blade. Man.
Reporting for duty.
4 mana for 2 5/6s is pretty good. Should we be a little bit greedy? Is that working out for us, or do we just try and go not really all in-ish, but
What would Uther do?
To battle!
let's do this.
Weak slick is good for cooking.
Speak to me.
It's good for Grook. Hopefully we can get some more cards off this Acolyte. Ha! Mind control. The Grook Fu Master.
Out of my jungle!
Probably goes Sunkeeper.
Bring the
I
pain.
think we need to kill. Do we need to kill the Grook Fu Master?
Bring the pain.
I don't know.
Bring the pain.
We could do this.
I must act now! Ungoro belongs to the Titan!
It's not great. You could have another. Dragonfire Potion. Probably gonna play this guy next turn. Well, I mean, it's almost worth it to keep this guy until after he plays Anduin. Because pretty much all of these decks play Anduin. Just because it's so big.
Let reading dragons
come on.
lie.
Not quite.
A misstep.
A misstep, that's for sure. Alright, so we're gonna play this guy.
Warriors of the frozen wastes, rise.
Right.
Bring the pain.
Go away! For the maker!
Death and decay. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. That's not good.
Reporting for duty. To battle!
To Northrend! Victorial!
Does he have 4 attack? It's not bad. Ooh, Death Grip might be good. What's he gonna get? What is it? Rallying Blade. Ah.
Put your faith in the light. Victory! To battle! To battle!
We have an extra Argent Commander for some more charge. We also have 2 of those Chillblade Champions. It is unfortunate. Maybe we should run some silence in here. Let's go ahead and
Reporting for duty. Don't test me, child.
Alright, that's not too bad.
Victorial!
The battle!
I'll cut some fall.
Maybe he might have greater healing potion, which will put him up to 14. So death. He's gonna have ooze to take care of it. Or is he going to die?
You have well played.
Well played.
Arthas versus Uther!
I will fight with honor. For Lordaeron!
Oh, we got some heavy cards. Saronite Chain Gang is good, especially if we're facing off against Murlocs.
Well met.
I really don't know if keeping this guy is the right thing.
But we fight.
Bonemare. Alright, so we're not going to be playing any of these cards next turn. So smuggling and running isn't really a good option. We might Smuggler's Run next turn to get ready to play the Saronite Chain Gang. So far, it still could be Handbuff or Murloc. Hydrologist is run in some Handbuff decks nowadays. Usually it's a 2-drop, so it's in the ones that don't run Keleseth, of which there are a few. Looks like he doesn't have something like Rallying Blade in hand.
Reporting for duty.
5 buffs. 1/1 on the board. Saronite Chain Gang next turn. Looks like he's playing Murlocs. Maybe slower Murloc Paladin? You don't see this guy very often. 4 mana for 2/3/4s. Doesn't seem too bad. Oh no, come on. He's got infinite Murlocs. Rallying Blade is an option, but we would only be killing a 1/1, so
How long can this go on? How long can
let's
this
get these
go
really
on?
sad dudes out there. Ooh. Tidecaller. Secrets. Wonder if it's... Could it be? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on board. He doesn't have enough to kill them both. Like this could be Getaway Kodo. Could be Repentance. It could be Redemption. Could be Get Down. Oh, he does have enough. Okay. I think we need to do this.
Reporting will be purged.
Get away. That's okay. It's probably better for us than some of the other options. Because theoretically we can just kill it again. Depending on what a secret is, I guess.
Evil will will be purged.
Get down? Yeah, get down.
Get down!
You gotta pay up.
So he's almost guaranteed to have to trade with this. Just because it's a big threat. Maybe I should have played the Grook Fu. Oh, I forgot about True Silver. True Silver's a good play here. Grook Fu might have been the better play, just because then we could Bonemare it this turn to survive, which, basically because it had more health. Might have just been better. So I think we're gonna Argent Commander. Chillblade? No.
To Northrend!
This thing is just starting to get out of hand. If he gets a War Leader, it can be a lot. So we're gonna go Tirion this turn.
I'm on fire!
Burn Bristle. Yes, we're gonna go Tirion. He can kill it. Oh no, he can't kill it. It's 8-8. But then we might be able to Grimestreet next turn. He can't, so we can't kill it on board. He did like equality or something. Alright. So we're going to
Follow the rule.
You gotta pay up.
follow the
Don't
rules.
test me, child.
So now we've got these Chillblade Champions ready to get us some life back. And we've got a Bonemare on standby if we need it. Looks like Bonemaring this guy isn't a bad deal. He becomes a 9/9. That buffs up our dudes.
Must I slay you again?
Ah, another Murloc. Does he have enough to kill this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I must move quickly.
No, he's going face. Got the Lich King. I think we need to get a Chillblade out there to help soak up some of this damage. So let's go.
Evil will be purged.
I'll cut some down to size!
No!
I must act now. Warning.
Weak Slurky's good for broken.
Alright, so we've got this 6/8 with Wind Fury. We've got 12 health. We've got 10 health. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on board. So he needs 1 damage to kill us.
The light dims.
Oh
but
man,
we fight.
that's freaking annoying.
Which path to evil will be purged?
Alright, so if I take 1 damage, that puts me at 2.
Evil will be purged!
I'll cut you down to size! Fall!
So now I'm at 7. He's got 5 damage, so he needs another Consecration to beat us right now.
Follow the rule.
Peacekeeper's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We're back up to 12. Alright.
The Grookam! The Grookam! Warriors of the frozen waste.
See, we got 9. I don't think we need to hit him. Death Grip really does not synergize. Death Grip does not synergize with this. It's not terrible.
The victory is yours.
Well played. Alright. Let's get one more game. Maybe finish up this Paladin quest. So I gotta play 3 Paladin cards.
Arthas versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! For Lordaeron!
For Lordaeron. Okay, these are all way too big. Let's get down. Come on, 604. Haha. Alright, so I thought about coining the Grimestreet, but I don't think it really does anything for us this turn.
Hail and well met.
Because like we don't have anything to follow it up with. So we'll just save the coin. Okay, that's good. Like maybe we can coin out Ancients of Blossoms or something like that.
Accidents. They happen, you know?
See how this deck fares against Pirate Warrior. I've gotten some wins where you just get like big taunts that take them out pretty easily. Let's just go ahead and do this.
Follow the rule.
He must have patches in hand though. Which means you can probably clear with patches in deck hand.
Blood and plunder.
Or you can go face. Go face. It's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move.
Winter is here.
So now we're gonna get a little bit of life back. Just a little bit. Do we play the Enforcer? He's kind of forced to deal with it. Or do we coin out the Ancient of Blossoms? I think
You got a pair.
not gonna die right now. In this way, I can play Ancient of Blossoms on 6, and then coin probably Tirion on 7. Alright. It's my cheat card, 6 mana, 5/10.
X marks the
Cheaper
spot.
than Ancient of War. Alright, it's got 9.
Put your faith in the light.
Wow.
Warriors of the frozen
Will be purged.
I think my life is pretty important at the moment. So I'm not going to face tank that 8. Plus he needs another captain. Oh, he got the other captain. Let's clear it right away.
Thirsty.
So then he does 5. He puts me down to 8. We have Death and Decay, which does 3 damage to all minions. We gain a little bit of life back here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's reasonable.
I'll cut some down to size. Fall.
Will be purged. All done. Reporting for duty.
Alright, so we have lethal next turn. In most cases.
Blood and plunder.
Well played. Evil will be purged. The battle. Victory.
There we go. And, so yeah, we're on a win streak. We get a bonus star. Move up to rank 13. And that's my Handbuff Paladin deck. It's really nothing crazy, nothing fancy. But it's a lot of fun. Let's go back and take a look at the actual deck list again. So, Handbuff. So yeah, so if I wanted to change anything about this deck, I would add in Burn Bristle. Add in Burn Bristle and another Corpsetaker. I'd probably take out like the Grook Fu did pretty good in those matchups, but sometimes it's just like I don't know, it kind of gets targeted, so it's kind of tauntish. So maybe pulling out a Grook Fu. The Nerubian Unraveler is still kind of for me. Like I'm not really sure how it goes, and the same thing with the Bonemare. I think the Bonemare is one of those cards that synergizes really well with something like the Grook Fu, or like even like the Ancient of Blossoms, or like the Corpsetaker and this Chillblade Champion. Like if you can get Lifesteal and then Bonemare those, that ends up being really powerful because then you can just gain up so much more life. The Lich King, he's good for the taunt, but he's kind of overkillish sometimes. I mean, his cards usually do alright. I don't know. I really like having, like, if you can get an early Acolyte of Pain down, that's usually really good. There's a lot of decks that are cutting Acolyte of Pain because the deck kind of plays slow enough that you don't necessarily run out of cards all the time. What happens is you run out of cards when you draw. So if you draw your Acolytes and your Aldors and your Stonehills early and you don't get value out of the Acolytes, that's when you run out of cards. Because you get all of these like hand buff cards on these like really low cost minions, which is really great value. But then if like they Shadow Word Pain your Acolyte, then that's just like a total loss. Like you were banking on getting like 2 cards from Acolyte, or even up to 4 cards from Acolyte with a single buff, and then you just lose it all. So yeah, anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. This was Nuzcraft, and we'll catch you again later.